to start by just introducing myself. Again, my name's Ann Kaufman. I am the Prep Digital Plus program manager. I've been in education for 18 years. I started with this program 3 years ago. I was in one of the first classrooms with, as a teacher and on-site educator. And then just this year, I moved to this position of program manager. So I'm super excited about prep. We are doing some innovative things that no one else really in the country are doing. So I'm excited to share that with you today. So our mission at ASU Prep is to design new models for educational success and raise academic achievement for all learners. And that's specifically what we're doing at ASU Prep Digital Plus. We are designing new models just to help improve our students' academic success. We're supporting them socially and emotionally. We're teaching them how to collaborate, teaching them how to make friends. And so we're really living this mission every day at ASU Prep and especially at ASU Prep Digital Plus. At ASU Prep, we believe the future of learning should be personalized, limitless, real world, multi path, and community based. And each of our sites really focus on these 5 things. We are meeting with students weekly, checking in, seeing how they're doing in their classes. We are offering different college classes that are available. So it's really limitless. They can take any college class with us that's available on our campuses. It's real world. We're working on projects. So our classes are grounded in project-based learning. Students are collaborating. It's multi-path. Some students are going to take college classes right away. Some of them might need a little bit more support and come back and take them later in their college or high school career. And then it's community-based. We have 4 sites throughout the Valley, and we're doing community-based activities at each of the sites. So there's different ways to learn at ASU Prep, and this is really only 2 of them, but we offer many more. But all of our students are digital students, so they take 100% online classes prior to meeting us. But the reason we kind of designed this program is we realized that students wanted some face time. They didn't want to go back to 5 days a week, sitting in a seat, listening to lectures from 8 to 3. Instead, they wanted to be home some of the time working on digital coursework, and then they wanted some face time. So that is kind of where ASU Prep Digital Plus came from. So we are offering digital learning, and then it's 1 to 3 days per week on campus, and then they work online the other days. So I'll tell you a little bit more about our program. So we have 2 different tracks for students. One is college prep and one is college exploratory. Our expectation is that all of our students attend ASU classes. And if you're not aware, ASU Prep does pay for 6 credits per semester for each of our students. And that's a huge benefit to ASU Prep. That starts the second semester of freshman year as long as your student has a 3.0 or higher. So again, starting second semester freshman year, your student can take 6 credits, ASU credits, for free, those will be paid for by ASU Prep. It's a huge bonus and a huge benefit to prep. We support those students on site. So our expectation for students is that that goal is that they attend college classes. We have 2 different tracks. One is either freshmen or new students who are preparing to take college classes, and they're really building the foundation to work on project-based learning skills. And the second track is college exploratory, and those students are ready to take college classes, and they're able to take those in person while they're on site with us. There's 3 different ways a student can take a college class at ASU. One is a universal learner class. Universal Learner Classes, or ULCs, are really no-risk college classes for students. And this is really the best way, in my opinion, to start taking college classes as a high school student. They are offered online. They are completely asynchronous, so you're not having that. You don't really have that synchronous the synchronous work time, but it's all online. And then at the end, when the student completes the class, if they don't like the grade that they get or they don't pass the class, they don't have to put it on their college transcript. So it's such a no-risk way to take a college class and kind of dip your toe in to see if you can handle it. The second way they take college classes are online. They take ASU online classes. Those do count as college credit. And then the third is taking a concurrent class. And at 2 of our sites, they're able to take a concurrent class. They go in person. They're in a college classroom, taking a college class with a college professor. So that second track is enrolling in college classes, and we're working on projects. No matter if you come 1 day or 3 days, no matter what track you are on, each student does complete an elective with us, and it's project-based learning. So whether you're getting ready to go to a college class or you're enrolled in a college class, all of our students work on a project collaboratively with their peers, and that they get a grade for that. It's an elective credit and a grade for that. So, how do you know if it's a good fit for your child? We really want students who are motivated to grow in these ways: independent learners, they're college bound, curious, academically driven, they're open to building new relationships with their peers, responsible, and self driven. A lot of our campuses are really independent. So, if your student is taking college classes, it's kind of a learning hub. They might go to English 101 in the morning and then they come to us and they work on their projects. They go to lunch with our people. Then they go to Bio 100, then they come back to us. They continue to work and collaborate with their peers. So there is a lot of independence in some of our programs. Other programs are a little bit more sheltered, a little bit more compact, and I'll tell you about those in a moment. But we do want students who are independent learners. The purpose of a micro school is that students are working independently and there's an adult there kind of checking in. So we're not offering someone to sit with your child and have them do work. That is not what we're offering. It's more of an academically driven space where they're kind of coming and going to college classes. They have a trusted adult there to check in with them, but we are not able to sit and tutor students. So I want to talk a little bit about being open to building relationships. So some of our students come to us with some social stress and anxiety. We're willing to work with those students, but they have to be open to building new relationships. Most students love our program, but students who don't like it are usually those who come in kind of with the attitude of like, I'm not making friends with anybody. That just really is not the attitude that is a person that is really a success in our program, because we're all working collaboratively to build community. So we really prefer students to be really open to learning about how to build community, how to make friends, and things like that. So when we talk about the expectations for our students, all the students, like I said, are enrolled in a Digital Plus elective, which is focused on project-based learning. All students are expected to enroll in college classes within the first year, either ULC, online, or a concurrent class. We expect students to take 1 to 2 classes each semester. Again, we'll pay for 6 credits per semester. And I didn't even mention senior year, we're going to pay for 9 credits per semester. So they can take 3 courses depending on the credits. They can take up to 3 college courses. And then by senior year, and when they graduate, we'd like them to have 12 college credits when they graduate. And the minimum requirement for grade point average is a 2.5. So that's A's and B's, maybe an occasional C. And the reason for that minimum GPA is because you have to have a 2.5 in order to qualify to take a ULC class. We support our students in many different ways at ASU Prep. The student and the family is in the center of everything we do. All students at ASU Prep have digital teachers who are working closely with each of their students. We have the learning success coach. Everyone at Prep has a learning success coach that helps them build their schedule, checks in with them, see how they're doing, helps them connect to other parts of Prep. But at ASU Prep Digital Plus, we also offer a personalized learning advisor, and that's the on-site educator. And we're also bringing in professors and community experts to our site. So at Mesa Mix Center, for example, we're housed in the Sidney Poitier New American Film School. We might bring in a directing teacher or an actor that's going to work with our students and help them create films. So we're bringing in experts from the site to help and work with our students. The personalized learning advisor, I joke, it's kind of the cool teacher. So they're really a guide from the side. They're responsible for designing the on-site experience. They're offering academic and social emotional coaching, checking in, seeing how things are going, helping students build community. They help them create goals and help them meet those goals. And they're really a conduit between the family, the student, and the rest of prep. So if they're struggling in a class, they might help them connect to a teacher. They might help them find math tutoring. They're not actually providing the tutoring themselves, but they're helping find those resources. Everything we do at ASU Prep Digital Plus is grounded in these profilable learner skills. So essentially, we've created these 6 skills that we believe that all learners need to have. They need to be independent scholars, innovative thinkers, empathetic community members, organized self-starters, skilled communicators, and problem solvers. And so everything we do really ties back to these skills. And in fact, we create rubrics around these skills. For example, at the end of the of our programming, and actually it's on May 16 this year, we have a huge showcase where we bring our whole community together and the kids kind of showcase what they've completed in at their sites, and they show off their projects. And these are graded using a rubric. For example, it might be a skilled communicator, and exceeding on that is making great eye contact, speaking slowly, which I know I don't do myself, enunciating. And then so it's a rubric created around these skills. We work on these skills all the time, and everything we do really comes back to really building these skills for our 21st century learners. A lot of people wonder what a typical day looks like. So students are on site from 9 to 3 in the morning. We always have some kind of community builder, a morning team building activity. Next, we usually work on an activity connected to those profile of learner skills. So we might have write a 5 minutes or 5-second elevator speech and then practice it with a partner. We might do something about just creating communities. We're focusing on those profile of learner skills in the morning from 9:30 to 10. From 10 to 12, we do offer time for students to engage in live lessons and digital work time. They're also meeting with those personalized learning advisors, we call them PLAs, during this time. So as you know, and as I've already said, digital learning takes place at home. But when they're on site with us, we do give them 2 hours to work on digital coursework. And so it does take a strong student, someone who's focused and organized, to be able to do our program, because keep in mind, they're with us 2 days a week. And so they're losing that whole day of online work outside of 2 hours. So it's a really, most students can handle it. They find a lot of balance. In fact, the PLAs will meet with your student if they're struggling with time management and help them create a schedule, but they only do have 2 hours when they're on campus with us to work on their digital coursework. Students have lunch. They usually pack. They also at some of the sites are able to go to the restaurant and grab lunch and bring it back. And then we also have project-based learning that takes place in the afternoon. So from 1 to 2:45, students are usually working collaboratively with their peers, and they're working on these projects. These projects are really grounded in a broad-based theme. So the theme right now that they're working on is called Reimagine. So the students had to pick something to reimagine, and it kind of it's based on the site and their student interest on what they choose. And Mesa Mix Center, again, I use that as the example because that's where I started as a PLA. But they're centered on film. So they're reimagining the way that you might use lighting, or reimagining a famous film scene or something like that. So Reimagine is the theme across all of our sites, and then the students will pick what they're interested in to work on. And then we do some kind of an end of the day wrap up, and students are excused at 3 p.m. So if you are interested so those programming that I just spoke of are 2 days a week. It's a micro school, and you have to commit to 2 days a week. We are really strict, and actually we're becoming even more kind of strict about our attendance policy. Students are allowed to miss 5 unexcused absences a year. Remember, they're only on campus twice a week. So it's really, that's a big chunk of time missing. If there's a reason they need to be absent, like a chronic illness, or they're an athlete or something and they need more flexibility, let's chat about that. We can set up a meeting between you and I to chat about that individually. But we really need students on campus to make sure that we can work collaboratively in groups. If students are absent really frequently, it does impact the way that we are able to build these projects. So let's say you're interested, instead of coming 2 days a week, you'd like to come 1 day a week. We do have something called a career experience, which takes place on Fridays. It's an opportunity for students to interact with peers and and ASU faculty. These experiences are based on site and topic. Site, SITE, so where they take place, and topic. And it's really partnerships that we build with either ASA communities or ASU colleges, or with corporations. So we are in the process right now of planning these for next year. We don't have solid information to provide at this point. It's going to be several more weeks, but I wanted just to give you some examples of what this looks like. Last semester, we partnered with College of Health Solutions, and we were able to go into an instructional kitchen and learn how to cook from a real ASU chef. We were able to suture dummies, so students learn how to suture. We were able to this semester, we partnered with the ASU West Valley campus, and it was grounded in environmental science. We got to go to Lake Pleasant and test the water and hike around Lake Pleasant. We got to go to the brain bank and hold human brains in our hands. So these are the type of experiences we offer on Fridays. And again, those topics and sites will be available in the next several weeks. We're still working on this piece of it. So students are available to take several different pathways. You could be a digital plus career experience. If you wanted to be a digital plus career experience just one day a week, you could take just Fridays. If you wanted the college exploratory, the micro school, that would be 2 days a week. And then you could also do both, which would be 3 days a week. So 2 days a week on campus and then an experience on Fridays. So those are all available to our digital students. I want to talk a little bit about our sites and then I'll take some questions. The first site and the brand new site that we are just opening, in fact, we just found out about this last week, is called IDIA at the Hive. It's at this Envision Center, which is in Tempe. This is so cool. It looks like a Google Workspace, as you can see from these kind of blurry pictures that I found on the internet, but it's a really gorgeous workspace. They have Mac computers, they have podcasting, 3D printing, digital photography, videography. Students will be working with people called guides. They're experts that come in and volunteer their time to work in this beautiful workspace. If you're a local, it's right by where the original PETA jungle was on Apache. It's a beautiful, beautiful space. It just opened. It's typically open to the public, but we're going to take over that space 3 different days a week this semester. So we are likely going to have an experience here at IDIA, and then we're also going to offer a 2-day micro school here in this space. It's gorgeous. We're offering tours for this space. I just updated, or it should be updated in the next day or two on the website. So if you're interested in checking this space out, I highly recommend that you do. I'm offering some tours through the summer. I believe the first one is on April 30th. So I can, within the context of the email I'm going to send as a follow-up, I'll send those visits if you'd like to sign up for one. Students at this site will not be able to take concurrent ASU classes, but they will take ULC classes, or they can take online ASU classes. And then also, again, every student will be working collaboratively on a project. So this is where this project will be centered in podcasting or videography or something like that. It's a gorgeous space. We're super excited about this. Our second space is ASU West Valley, which happens to be our most popular space. It's on ASU West Valley campus. Students at ASU West Valley are able to take, again, concurrent ASU classes. It's really fun. If you've not been, it's a gorgeous small campus. It feels like a Midwestern campus. I'm from Ohio. I went to UC Cincinnati. It feels, actually, Cincinnati is a lot more urban than that area is more urban than ASU West Valley, but it has green. It's a beautiful green space. There's only about 4,000 students at ASU West Valley, and so it's really quiet. It's a beautiful place to attend. Students are able to take those concurrent college classes, as well as, like I said, completing these collaborative projects. The next site is ASU Tempe. Students are also able to take concurrent college classes while on site. This is the most independent of our sites, where students are coming and going from our space. So they might come in the morning, go do something else, go to an English class, go to some other class, and then bounce back and come back with us. They're also going to be completing a collaborative project from this space, but it is on ASU Tempe campus. So pluses and minuses. The plus is that they can take any course that is offered at ASU Tempe, as long as they doesn't have a prerequisite or they've taken that prerequisite. The minus is it's a large campus. I absolutely love that it's a large campus, but we do spend a lot of time building trust, making sure students know where they're going, showing them where their space is and where they should go to their college classes. We've never had any safety issues or anything like that. It's a beautiful campus. And the last is my home, which is Mesa Mix Center, which is in the beautiful Mesa Mix Center, right across from the Mesa Art Center in the heart of Mesa, Arizona. It's beautiful. It is, like I said, it houses the Sidney Poitier New American Film School. And so students here, it's an interesting space because they only really offer to higher level film courses. So occasionally we do get a lower level film course the students are able to take, but I don't know if we'll have one available in the fall. So students here are working on films. This houses 2 movie theaters, 3 movie studios, a beautiful workshop. So they have this amazing maker space that has all these digital printers and laser cutters and all these neat things that the students are able to use. Most students here take ULC or online ASU courses. It's a really beautiful space. If you haven't seen it, you'll have to come and check it out. It actually also, we host our end of the year showcase here at Mesa Mix Center. So if you're interested, I would highly recommend a campus visit. We did have shadow day opportunities, but those have, and we had those last week. We invited, I think we had 30 students come to see our different sites, which was super exciting. If you're interested to come to see us, I recommend booking a shadow visit, and actually our campus visit, I'm sorry, and that is the link that actually should have IDIA on it now with the 3 different dates of touring. You could also check out our website. There's an information letter with even more information. So if you're an ASU Prep Digital student, there's just a form to complete. And then when you meet with your LSC, you'll let them know you're joining our program and they'll help you enroll in your college classes. If you're not a digital student, then you need to register for ASU Digital first, and then you can enroll in our program. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to stop recording as well.